Please, madam.
Open up. Hello, soldier. Turn it. Hey.
Turn it. Please turn it.
Back for cameras. So the next one.
Traditional rulers, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. 2 years ago, Ghanaians from all walks of life came together to plant trees across the country, marking the maiden edition of Green Ghana Day. Today, Green Ghana Day is a day of hope for climate action. And I'm happy that together we're joining hands for a third year running to plant millions of trees to help restore our lost forest cover and halt the effects of climate change. As has become evident, we're living in a time of unprecedented global environmental challenges that threaten our existence and the fate of our planet. The climate crisis is affecting our health, our livelihoods, our security, and our future, and is the major obstacle to sustainable development. In addition to this, anthropogenic greenhouse gas emissions continue to be the major driver of this crisis. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, for example, reports that human activities have emitted some 2.4 trillion tons of carbon dioxide since the pre-industrial era, and half of that amount remains in the atmosphere till this very day. This means that we have already exceeded the safe level of carbon dioxide concentration that will limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, the target set by the Paris Agreement on Climate Change. The United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP, also estimates that global greenhouse gas emissions need to fall by 7.6% annually between 2020 and 2030 to limit the warming of our atmosphere to 1.5 degrees Celsius. The consequences of this are already being felt across the globe. According to the World Meteorological Organization, the year 2020 was one of the 3 warmest years on record since we began measuring meaningfully temperature on our planet. And the World Bank projects that at this current rate, climate change could push more than 100 million people into extreme poverty by 2030 and reduce crop yields by up to 30% in Africa by 2050. This is the challenge we face. Today, we see the effects of this crisis in the form of floods, droughts, heat waves, crop failures, diseases, and conflicts. Ironically, even though our continent is the least contributor to global warming, we are among the most vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. This poses a systemic risk for our economy, infrastructure, water, food systems, public health, agriculture, and livelihoods. It has the potential to undo the significant developmental gains we have made over the years. The fate of our planet and the future of our people depend on the actions we take today. We in Ghana continue to adapt and implement policies aimed at addressing the climate change. For even though our contribution is minimal, we recognize that this global crisis requires collective, ambitious, and meaningful efforts from all countries. We have therefore committed, under our enhanced nationally determined contributions, to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by some 64 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent by 2030, and enhance our resilience and adaptation to climate change by improving early warning systems, promoting climate-smart agriculture, restoring degraded lands, and protecting coastal zones. These bold, ambitious targets reflect our vision of becoming a low-carbon and climate-resilient economy. Since most of our emissions come from land use change, achieving these targets require that we take urgent steps to address the drivers of deforestation and forest degradation, such as agricultural expansionist activities, illegal mining, illegal logging, wildfires, amongst others. And to ensure sustainability, we must take steps to restore what has already been lost. It is in this spirit that last year, at COP 27 in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, together with the British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Rishi Sunak, I launched the Forest and Climate Leaders Partnership with 24 other countries and the European Union. This partnership, which is co-chaired by the hard-working Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, the Honourable Samuel A. Jinapor, and the United States Special Presidential Envoy for Climate, Secretary John Kerry, brings together governments and partners to implement solutions that help reduce forest loss and land degradation, while supporting sustainable development in accordance with the Glasgow Leaders' Declaration to halt and reverse forest loss by 2030. The Green Ghana project is thus very crucial to delivering on our commitments, both in our nationally determined contributions and to the international community. We have a history of leading the charge when the need arises, and our climate actions cannot be different. We must continue to work together to ensure that our contribution to climate solution is positive, transformative, and sustainable. I'm proud of the successes we have charted over the first 2 years of implementation of this project. It was important that we review our target downwards this year to devote some time and resources to nurturing the over 23 million trees that have survived over the past 2 years. Today, we have another opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to saving planet Earth and protecting our livelihoods. The theme for this year our forests, our health, is a clarion call for the need to preserve our forests for our own survival. We must do this with a sense of urgency and renewed purpose, noting that success depends on our collective action. This is a duty we owe not only to current generation, but also to generations yet unborn. We must do it with the spirit of nationalism, solidarity, and most importantly, love for ourselves, our country, and our planet. I commend the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources for instituting the One Student, One Tree initiative alongside this Green Ghana project. Through this, we can inculcate the culture of tree planting in our youth and hopefully jettison the culture of impunity that leads to the destruction of our forests. I encourage all students across the country to participate fully in this national exercise and contribute their share to the fight against climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, my government remains fully committed to protecting our environment and our people and contributing to global efforts to halt climate change. Government will therefore continue to explore all avenues to enhance our forest cover through afforestation and reforestation programs and protect our natural resources through community-based management and conservation initiatives. Today, your contribution is to step out, take a seedling, plant it, and make sure it grows. I encourage each and every one of you, my fellow Ghanaians, and indeed all persons living in Ghana, young and old, men and women, urban and rural, to join me on this historic day in this national tree planting exercise. We're planting for ourselves, our children, our country, and our planet. Together, let us go planting 10 million trees and nurture them to maturity. May God bless us all in our homeland, Ghana, and make her great and strong. And I thank you for your attention.